welcome to County Report This Week. I'm Sonia Burke. Thank you for joining us. We begin this week's show at Seneca Valley High School in Germantown, where county officials announced a new educational program to reduce the number of pedestrian collisions involving teenagers. MCPS TV has the story.
Christina would have been a senior this year, class of 2015. I don't want another child or another family to have to go through what I've gone through.
Gwendolyn Ward was speaking about the tragic death of her daughter Christina, who was the victim of a fatal pedestrian traffic accident. Ms. Ward addressed county officials during a press event at Seneca Valley High School to launch the new YOLO, You Only Live Once campaign. The campaign is aimed at educating students and reducing pedestrian accidents. Each year in Montgomery County, more than 400 pedestrians are struck by cars, with half of those being teenagers.
The campaign that we are talking about today empowers students to use their creativity to convince their friends that crossing the street or driving while texting, playing handheld games, listening to music, or engaging in phone conversations is not only a bad idea, it could mean the difference between life and death.
My hope is that this community-wide effort will help our youth fully understand the risks of distracted walking and other dangerous pedestrian behaviors. These campaign images are jarring.
As part of the campaign, every MCPS high school will receive a toolkit, which includes a guidebook, digital resources, posters, and pledge banners that students can sign. Captain Tom Dodone spoke about the outreach of this program.
And we need the students to do their part and to participate in this program and share the message to other peers, so it's peers teaching peers, which has always been the most successful way of doing this in the past.
I'm going to help spread the news about this by using social media such as Twitter, Facebook, and other things like that.
But not when you're walking.
Not when I'm walking, though.
Yeah, texting and walking, texting and driving, listening to music. You're not aware of your surroundings when you do that stuff. So you have to stay alert, and doing that stuff, you're not alert at all.
For more information, visit the YOLO Pedestrian Safety website.
A highway hero was honored at this week's Montgomery County Council meeting. Local leaders recognized Police Captain Tom Didone for his extraordinary work and commitment to keeping motorists and pedestrians safe on our county's roads.
Now, therefore, do we, Isaiah Leggett, our county executive, and myself as county council president, honor the efforts of Captain Tom Didone and his dedication and commitment to improving safety in Montgomery County. We encourage all of our residents to join us in honoring Captain Didone by driving safely and courteously wearing their seat belts. And it's signed the 16th day of September in the year 2014, signed by our county executive, Isaiah Leggett, and myself as county council president. Congratulations, Captain Didone.
I just want to say thank you very much for this honor and for the opportunity and the years of continued support. This is a long war to try to keep our roadways safe. The council and the county executive have invested a lot of resources and energy, but we have a lot more work to do.
This week, the Council's Government Operations and Fiscal Policy Committee unanimously voted to recommend to the full Council the adoption of a public campaign finance bill. Councilmember Nancy Navarro tells us what it could mean to candidates and future elections.
Basically, what this means is that, candidates for county executive or county council that would participate, they can do so a year before the next primary, for example, but they have a certain threshold that they have to meet within very small donations from individuals that then would be matched. And obviously, this is really wonderful, I think, for not only the county but the state. The state gave us enabling legislation. This is the first time a county has actually decided to pursue this. But it really then, helps those of us who are in public office really not spend so much time fundraising, but then also giving people who may not have participated in the past an opportunity to actually participate in the civic process and know that their donation, no matter how small, will be matched and will make a difference. So it's wonderful. There's been a lot of support for this, and I'm pretty hopeful that the council will adopt the bill as amended next week.
State and county elected officials, as well as leaders in biotechnology and healthcare industries, recently converged on Montgomery College's Germantown campus to help dedicate a new building which will produce the county's next generation of scientists. MCTV's Joseph Thompson reports.
Elected officials, business executives, students, and alumni joined Montgomery College President Dr. Darian Pollard and the college's Board of Trustees in a dedication ceremony for the new Bioscience Education Center on the Germantown campus.
What a fantastic day for fantastic purpose. Aren't we all proud of this facility?
The state-of-the-art 145,000 square foot building allows Montgomery College to provide education in the sciences to meet the county's need for a highly skilled and knowledgeable workforce in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, or STEM.
Our Bioscience Education Center will fortify our workforce from lab bench workers to the next generation of scientists. It will fuel our economy, and it will drive new discoveries and open new vistas.
The building represents an $87.9 million investment in STEM education and workforce development. It houses classrooms, recitation rooms, wet labs, and a 4,115 square foot conference center. The building's biotechnology laboratories were designed to meet industry standards, including dedicated space for teaching cell culture, biomanufacturing, genetic diagnostics, and more.
I really don't think that any of us right now can fully understand the impact that this will have on our students, on the local bioscience industry, and on the citizens of Montgomery County. We're going to change a lot of lives with this building.
The Bioscience Education Center received rave reviews from elected officials and students as well.
I think if you're going to promote economic activity, we need to have a trained workforce ready to go. And I think this building will do it not only for Montgomery County, but also for the state of Maryland.
It really speaks to what our responsibility is. This center here represents a great piece of that in terms of for the bioscience field and really for our healthcare industry, our pharmaceutical industry, really opening up those opportunities.
I think it's a big step forward for students, teachers, faculty, everything. And for me, personally, moving forward into public health, it's a huge advantage. Just moving forward in my career, I think it's great.
Reporting from Montgomery College's campus in Germantown, I'm Joseph Thompson.
The Bioscience Education Center is also expected to be LEED Gold certified by the U.S. Green Building Council for its environmentally responsible design. Farming is a way of life for so many here in Montgomery County, and with the county's 93,000-acre agricultural reserve intact for the unforeseen future, that's not likely to change. But what has changed is how farmers do business here. Susan Kennedy recently spoke with Jeremy Chris of the county's Department of Agricultural Services about how farmers are reinventing themselves.
Years ago, people would say, you know, the future of farming wasn't looking good. What do we say today?
Economically, there are huge opportunities in farming. The Agricultural Reserve has been in place for 34 years, and more people want to know where their food is coming from. We have a number of programs to help our traditional producers. We have a deer donation program. One deer can eat up to 2,000 pounds of grain a year. The amount of bushels there is just phenomenal, and that represents the crop loss to the traditional grain commodity farmer. So that's an example there. One of the challenges with the direct marketing folks that are wanting to grow table food crops is access to land. Land is so expensive here in the county. Trying to lease land sometimes, you need to have a special relationship between the farmer and the landlord. If you're going to be growing table food crops, you really need to know that you're going to have the property not only this year, but the next few years because of the capital investment that you're going to be making. So what we've done is we have a new farmer program, basically an online dating service where we put the interested farmer in contact with the landlord, and the landlord has already agreed to a minimum of 5 years lease, preferably longer than that. So it's really been a good program to help folks that want to farm, connect them with the property owner that wants them to be there. We also have what's called an equipment share program. So this way the equipment can be shared between the farmers, and so it minimizes their cost of either having to buy the equipment or lease the equipment.
So do you get the feeling that you get the support from the local government, the county council, the county executive to continue to maintain this ag reserve and support farming here in the county?
Yes, there is no doubt in my mind. The county executive, Ike Leggett, and the county council, they really are committed to the Ag Reserve. I really feel that we wouldn't be where we are now if it wasn't for the leaders that help us.
Speaking of the future, when we come back, we'll take you to the Maker Faire in Silver Spring, where innovation was front and center. And we'll tell you about a new community proposed for Tacoma Park. Don't go away. County Report This Week is coming right back.
Hey, mister, down here. You illegally passed the stop school bus. I'm placing you in timeout, and this timeout means big fines, plus you really could have hurt somebody. That's why school buses are being equipped with video cameras to help kids like me stay safe, so respect the bus.
Welcome back to County Report This Week. I'm Sonia Burke. There were robots of all sizes, 3D printed jewelry, crafters, and lots of innovation at the second annual Maker Faire in Silver Spring. MyMC Media's Alini Barros reports.
Silver Spring, where gadgets, robots, and hands-on activities have taken over the Veterans Plaza.
The Kid Museum, an interactive museum in Montgomery County, hosted the Maker Faire, a festival that brought together people of all ages.
This is the second consecutive year that Kid Museum is hosting the event, and I believe we have even more booths this year, more exhibitors than we had last year. And it's really a day of innovation and creativity, and it's part of the whole maker movement that's happening really around the world.
The event engaged inventors, crafters, and do-it-yourselfers of all kinds.
This is about the coolness of Montgomery County. I bet you one of the kids here is going to invent the next big thing.
What have you seen here? What's your favorite thing so far?
The robots.
The robots? Why?
Because they're fun to look at. I like to see them move, and I like thinking about how they're made.
Kid Museum will open its doors to the public on October 26th at the Davis Library in Bethesda.
Kid Museum has its exhibits. We have a cardboard playground where kids can make all sorts of objects out of cardboard. We have a wind tube where, again, they can make their own objects and see them flying in the wind tube and see what happens to them.
The Kid Museum and the Maker Movement is what we're trying to do to help our kids thrive in the future. Kids have to do well in tests and all that, but we know that we want kids engaged and having fun, and it's all about partnerships. And the work that Cara and her team at the Kid Museum are doing to bring this kind of energy to learning and help kids and families understand that learning can be fun and should be fun.
And curious eyes were glued on each demonstration. It was an afternoon of innovation and creativity. For County Report This Week, I'm Alini Barros.
The Washington Area Development Company, EYA, held a community workshop at the Tacoma Park Education Campus to discuss its plans for building a residential community at the existing Tacoma Metro Station parking lot. At this meeting, residents were able to review the concept plan, meet the design professionals involved in the plan, and ask questions and express concerns.
We want to get input and feedback and share information with community members around the Tacoma Park Metro and get their input into the development plan as it starts to move past conceptual into some of the more detailed planning.
Hopefully what people will get out of today is they'll understand the scale of the space and the possibilities of what the space could be.
Would like to work with them as we develop the project in incorporating as many of their concerns as we can.
During breakout sessions, attendees also had the opportunity to listen to short presentations from the design team and provide feedback.
From a process point of view, WMATA will have jurisdiction over the project for a few more months, and after that it goes to the DC Zoning Commission, at which point Marylanders won't have too much say. I'm very concerned about getting as many of the questions answered and resolved as we can now in the next few months before it goes to DC.
I think the project is really needed. I think that space is underused, and I'm hoping that we can convince some other people today that the project should move forward.
I live directly across the street from the proposed development on Eastern Avenue,
And I've been concerned about the height of it. I've been concerned about the effect of it on traffic. And I've also been concerned about the amount of greenery that they're going to take away, the space that separates the apartment buildings and buffers kind of surrounding properties from the current metro station parking lot, and just how on top of everything this building will be.
We'll be coming back after we've assimilated all of the information from folks and bringing back a plan that we think and we hope reflects the input that we received today, and hope to find reasonable and good compromises that everybody can walk away from and say, this is a good project.
For more information on the EYA project, visit the website at TacomaConnected.com. The City of Rockville held an open house and community briefing this week for its Pike Plan. City leaders are looking for community feedback on its vision for a 2-mile corridor of Rockville Pike and the land on both sides of it.
Rockville is big on public input, as we should be, and I think it's important that we get the stakeholders, the citizens of Rockville, to be a part of the plan that's going to lead Rockville into the future. This plan will be in place. Whatever we do on the Pike will be here for the next 30 or 40 years, maybe longer. It's important that we get it right.
4 public hearings are scheduled for Rockville's Pike Plan this fall. The first one is scheduled for September 29th. You can find out more about the plan and the upcoming hearings on the city's website. The Montgomery County Police Department and other local law enforcement agencies are taking part in Prescription Drug Take-Back Day on Saturday, September 27th. In partnership with the Drug Enforcement Administration, this event gives residents an opportunity to prevent prescription drug abuse and theft by ridding your home of potentially dangerous, expired, unused, and unwanted prescription medicines. There are 11 drop-off locations in Montgomery County.
This is the safest way to get rid of any unused or unwanted prescription medication. There are not a lot of good options to be able to dispose of unused medications. And by taking part in the Drug Take-Back Day, you can possibly prevent an accidental poisoning or intentional drug abuse.
You can find out more about those locations on the county's website. When we come back, we'll tell you about a local food recovery initiative to help feed the hungry. And it's African Heritage Month. Don't go away. County Report This Week is coming right back.
And after school, the chess cup will...
Wake up, kids! You have a chance to win a Kindle Fire HDX. Mid-Atlantic Federal Credit Union is proud to be sponsoring the Gazette's My Favorite Teacher contest. Nominate your favorite teacher online for your chance to win a Kindle Fire HDX.
Awesome!
Nominations are open to all Montgomery County K-12 students. Visit favoriteteacher.net by October 6th for your chance to win. Who are you going to nominate?
Can't wait to get home and nominate my favorite teacher.
Yeah, me too.
Welcome back to County Report This Week. I'm Sonia Burke. Hunger. It's not a topic often associated with Montgomery County, but an event held in Rockville recently shed light on the issue of making sure food in our area gets to those who need it. MyMC Media's Krista Brick reports.
About 34% of the children in Montgomery County Public Schools come from a family that struggles to put food on the table. Meanwhile, thousands of pounds of food is left to rot in fields here or thrown away. Experts gathered this week to find a better way to link those who are hungry with those who have food to spare.
Think about Montgomery County, you think about wealth, but there is great disparity here, and we want to make sure that those that are going hungry get fed.
This event was held at the Universities of Shady Grove in Rockville and sponsored by the Corporate Volunteer Council. The topic was food recovery, and the message was clear.
We know that hunger isn't because there's not enough food. We see it every day. We're throwing away food that's going in the garbage, or there's food that's being unused or dying in the field. So how do we harness what is here in Maryland and make sure that families have access to it.
People obviously are interested in this issue, want to find out how they can become engaged and make a difference. And again, we are so fortunate that there are so many different opportunities to engage with nonprofits, not just the food nonprofits, but others who are working on all kinds of different causes. So I encourage everyone always to go to montgomeryserves.org and find information on 2,000 nonprofits who are working in our community to help everyone.
Participants donated jars of peanut butter and produce and dined on food made by the students in the Universities of Shady Grove's Campus Kitchen Project.
And there's a huge movement, that's why we're here. There's a huge movement of understanding that just because it's not pretty, it's still very usable. And the food that's left over on the vines and gleaning, that's all very usable food. And repurposing food that's left over from an event that hasn't been served is a great way, one more great way to make sure that people are getting food that they need.
If you want more information on how your business can be involved, check out this food rescue website. For County Report This Week, I'm Krista Brick.
The city of Rockville recently welcomed a unique art show to the Glenview Mansion. Rockville 11's Morgan Lash reports.
Last month, Rockville residents didn't have to travel far to experience a piece of East Asian culture.
Today we're at the Glenview Mansion. There's the art gallery that's upstairs. The conservatory is back here. We have free music today by the Guzheng Society. The guzheng is an ancient Chinese instrument. It's a plucked string instrument, and it's been around for 3,000 years. So they're here entertaining us today, and upstairs we have the Sumier Society of America. They have an international show each year. This year it's on the East Coast, and we were lucky enough to get them. It's a juried show, and the judge is also here. His works are also upstairs, and it's super popular, as you can probably see behind me.
The Sumier Society specializes in East Asian brush painting and calligraphy. There are over 400 members of the society and 80 artists displayed in the exhibit.
One of the things that I tried to do here is to group paintings of similar style in each room, so that all of our landscapes, for example, are in one room. All of our all black and white paintings are in another room. And it works very well because that way we think that when a non-Asian artist or someone that's not familiar with our style looks at multiple works done a certain way, they learn something even though no one's talking to them. They learn by looking at what they're seeing.
The Glenview Art Gallery will host a new exhibit for the month of October and is open Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. For more information, contact Julie Farrell at jfarrell@rockvillemd.gov. For County Reports This Week, I'm Morgan Lash.
In Silver Spring, Montgomery County officials kicked off African Heritage Month at a celebratory reception hosted by the African Affairs Advisory Group. In fact, Montgomery County is the first jurisdiction in the nation to proclaim September as African Heritage Month.
Since 2008, we've been celebrating African Heritage Month here in Montgomery County, and we are the first county, or even the first government in the entire nation, to proclaim September as African Heritage Month. And African Heritage Month is really recognizing the contributions, but also the heritage of all people of African descent, but the contributions specifically of the continental Africans. So it's been a great engaging tool for the Office of Community Partnerships where I work, because many now come not as, based on their country of origin, but they come in as Africans, and as a result of that, there's been more unifying and working with not only the African community, but other communities as well in the county.
Save the date for Burtonsville Day. It all begins with a parade at 10 a.m. on Saturday, September 27th along Old Columbia Pike. The day-long celebration continues at 10:30 a.m. with a festival at the Marilyn Praisner Library. There'll be live music, food vendors, a health fair, a variety of demonstrations and sports, kids activities, a pet show, and even a movie. For the complete rundown, visit burtonsvilleday.org. Coming up on County Report This Week, we'll introduce you to the Avalon School's new football coach. And we'll take a visit to the Montgomery County Animal Shelter. Don't go away. County Report This Week is coming right back.
Did you know there are more than 10,000 county government phone numbers? But there's only one number you need to remember for non-emergency calls, 311. MC 311 is Montgomery County government's online telephone information system. Need information? Have a problem or complaint? Trying to locate a county government facility? Call 311. The call center is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The website is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Welcome back to County Report This Week. I'm Sonia Burke. The Avalon School, a small boys' school in Gaithersburg, may not have the amenities of some larger football programs, but what it does have now is a new coach who says he's focused on creating well-rounded student athletes. MyMC Media's Krista Brick joins us with more. Krista?
I'm in Durwood at the practice field for the Avalon School football team, where Tyree Spinner recently became that school's head football coach.
Men, attitude and focus are the only things we control, correct? Yes, sir. Correct? Yes, sir.
He's an imposing figure among his 30 players, some of whom never played the sport before.
You always decide whether a kid can do it after their first big hit.
Spinner comes to the all-boys Catholic school that rents space in the back of a church in Gaithersburg after he resigned as head coach of the much larger Wooten High School team. The fallout had to do with uniforms, but Spinner said he's not looking back.
I'm so happy in the decision and how everything unfolded. You know, one door closes, another opens, and I'm completely content and happy with being at the Avalon School.
So is the school. Tuition here is nearly $15,000 a year. 12 of the 106 upperclassmen transferred to the school this year and point to Spinner as the reason they came.
A big part of our philosophy of sports is we'd rather lose with our guys, with Avalon guys, than win with guys that think they're doing us a favor by being here.
Star wide receiver Trayvon Diggs followed Spinner from Wooten and got some of his friends to do the same.
He's a great coach. He always helps out with everything, so this is a perfect place for me.
We don't have a way, we don't have like the biggest weight room, we don't have the biggest school, we don't have the biggest this, but we can make the most of it.
Never mind playing on turf, the team doesn't even have a home field. But Spinner said those things won't prevent the team from doing well in the Capital Area Football Conference or catching the eye of college recruits.
I'm going to make sure you get seen. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure Coach Elise sees your tape, knows what I think of you as far as characteristically. The old adage is always correct. If you're good, they'll find you.
Next year, Spinner will take over as the school's athletic director with a focus on recruiting student athletes. For County Report This Week, I'm Krista Brick.
Wheaton will welcome food trucks from the DMV on Saturday, September 27th for the Trucktoberfest Food Truck and Craft Beer Festival. This free festival takes place from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Wheaton Triangle at Reedy Drive and Grandview Avenue, and it features DMV food trucks, a craft beer garden, live music, and a kids zone. For more information, visit Wheaton's website. Joining us now is Catherine Zanzano from the Montgomery County Animal Shelter to give us a look at what the shelter has to offer. Catherine?
Hi, my name is Catherine Zanzano. I'm the Community Outreach Coordinator at the Montgomery County Animal Services and Adoption Center. We're the county's only open admission shelter operated by the Montgomery County Department of Police. As the county's only open admission shelter, we do receive stray animals. So if somebody is looking for a lost animal, they could certainly come to our center and check and see if their animal is here. They could also visit our website. We do have a lost and found page on our main website that has all of the animals that are currently in our care listed on that website along with their picture. When a stray animal comes into our care, we hold on to them for 5 days. We try to match them up with any lost report that has been filled out. If they are not claimed within 5 days, then they are typically made available for adoption, and anybody from the public could come in and interact with them and take them home. If anybody is interested in finding out more information, they could either call the center at 240-773-5900, or they could visit our website at www.montgomerycountymd.gov.
With that, we close this edition of County Report This Week. Remember to like us on Facebook and to join us again at this time every week for a look at what's going on inside Montgomery County. We closed today's show with scenes from the 37th Annual Tacoma Park Folk Festival, where attendees enjoyed the food, local performers, and some great weather. I'm Sonia Burke. Thank you for watching.
I'm back on that boat with you.